All right. This is the second video discussing ramp math. This one's going to be a little bit more detailed. If you understood the first video, this one will definitely help you. So we're going to go to learning about all the sides of a triangle. This is the hypotenuse. This, if we're talking about this angle right here, this one would be opposite of it, and that one is adjacent to it. Our functions are sine is the opposite over the adjacent, or over the hypotenuse. Cosine is the adjacent over the hypotenuse, and the tangent is the opposite over the adjacent. You'll hear people say so, S-O-H, so, ka, toa, as a mnemonic device to remember it. Pretty easy stuff. All these numbers are just ratios. They're going to be decimal numbers, saying that if I compare the opposite to the hypotenuse, I would get some ratioed number, and I can turn it into an angle. Now, we saw in the first video how to use sine a whole lot. So sine, if you were given a triangle that looked like this, and you had 10 over 3, and this is the angle we're talking about, that makes this one the opposite. If we were using this, it'd be the adjacent. We're not using that, so it's the opposite. So I have the opposite 3 over the hypotenuse 10, and I go sine inverse, because I don't have the angle, theta. So I have a calculator out, and I turn it on, and I'm going to go ahead and hit second function, sine. It gives me the parenthesis. If my calculator doesn't give me the parenthesis, I need to add it. 3 divided by 10, enter. And so that is 17.45. That's the angle. But look at what oh, scratch that. I'll show you later. So that's how you do that. Let's say I'm not given everything I need. So let's go to problem number 9. Problem number in this worksheet here, in problem number 9, 10, 11, and 12, it's not like video 1. These are all used for video 2. So it says that we have in problem number 9, it gives us that we know an angle, 5 degrees. We know that the force weight of an object is 400 newtons. We know that the ramp length is 20, so the hypotenuse is 20, and we don't know the height. So we're still going to go to sine 5 degrees is equal to the unknown opposite over 20. To get 20 out, we treat it just like we would any algebra thing. We're going to multiply by 20, which cancels that, but multiply this side by 20, so I wind up with an equation that says 20 sine 5 degrees is equal to x. When I do that, I've got sine 5, enter, the value of sine 5 is 0.087 times 20. And so it tells me that this length must be 1.74 meters. So this is 1.74. And to find the normal force, that's the other thing it asks you for. Normal force is still equal to force weight times cosine theta. The cosine theta in this is 5. So force weight 400 times cosine 5. It's going to be a number around like 390 something. Fairly easy. Let's look at number 12. I'm going to work number 12 out for you. This is kind of the challenge problem. For number 12, they are telling us that we have, of course, a triangle, that we've got the force weight and the force normal. We have a force weight of 60, and we have a force normal of 10. I'll draw the triangle. I have it right there. So this is the value of 10. This is the value of 60. This is the hypotenuse. I want to use this angle because we know that these two angles are equal to each other. This then would become the adjacent. We do not know this one. So we say that we have the adjacent and the hypotenuse. So we have adjacent and hypotenuse. That's cosine, cosine. 10 divided by 60 equals cosine. And because we do not have the angle, it's going to be inverse cosine. So we go inverse cosine 10 divided by 60, 80.4. 80.4 is this angle. That's the angle of this. And if we know that that's 80.4, we know that this is 80.4. That's 80.4, and they now want us to find the ramp length. All right, so we need to find this, which is the hypotenuse. We know that this is 80.4. We know that this is 9 meters according to the problem. So I've got opposite in hypotenuse. 9 over an unknown h is equal to sine 80.4. Rearrange the equation. I know that I can flip-flop these two numbers when I have a variable in the denominator. So I have 9 divided by sine 80.4 will be equal to the h. I can just flip-flop those. We've talked about that 100 times. I treat this like one single number because that's what it is. And so I hit 9 divided by sine 80.4, enter, right there. We know that the ramp length is 9.12. That's the hypotenuse, is 9.12, which makes sense because an 80-degree angle is really, really steep. We know that it's 9 meters up. It's only 9.1, so it's basically not even a ramp. Hopefully that helped, and tweet me if you have questions.